The following interview was conducted at Robotics Invest 2024 in Boston. I have the honor of being here with Tom Ryden, the Executive Director of MassRobotics. Tom, thank you for joining us. What's bringing you here today?
So this is a great event. It's a chance for people to talk about investing in robotics companies. And our organization supports robotics here in Boston. So this is a great opportunity to meet a lot of the people who are involved in funding companies and also a lot of startups that are growing and looking for investment.
With MassRobotics, it's been here, founded in 2016. You've been there since the beginning. Can you tell us a bit about what MassRobotics is today and a little bit of how it became that way?
Sure. So MassRobotics really came out of industry. They were a number of folks from different robotics companies who were looking and seeing that startups, a lot of technology was being developed here in Boston or in Cambridge and leaving and going to other locations. Companies weren't really being formed here. And so what could we do to change that? And MassRobotics was formed to provide a space for young startups, to give them all sorts of resources and networking so that hopefully they'll be more successful and stay and grow here in Massachusetts.
So it includes, my understanding is there's sort of like lab space or building space, as well as sort of the bringing in the kind of connections that are typically needed for a growing robotics company.
Exactly. So in addition to space, we provide space for the companies that are part of MassRobotics, but we have a whole machine shop and prototyping lab that they can use. We have a lot of components and robots that they can use. So if you're maybe a young startup developing some kind of gripper for an arm, you can try out any of our dozen arms and see how your gripper works. So a lot of different things. But I think the most important part is the networking that you highlighted. It's really connecting them to the right people who can help their business.
And it looks like, I imagine, because of the nature of MassRobotics, that it's also in a position to help coexist well with MassChallenge, the sort of startup accelerator, as well as maybe professional venture capital investment.
Exactly. Yeah. So we work together with all those. We have some companies that have been at MassChallenge and come to MassRobotics afterwards. We're a little bit later stage. We can help them as they develop their prototype, as they start to scale. And so really we want to make sure that they have those resources to really be able to grow. So we love companies that have really kind of already gotten through maybe an accelerator or has some initial investment from a VC and are starting to really nurture that idea.
You probably have a couple of alums starting here. What's something that's been sort of surprising or exciting for you so far today with Robotics Invest?
So I think the growth. So this was I was here last year. The show continues to expand. There are more investors, more people paying attention to the robotics market, which is in the end good for the startups we support. The more they have opportunities to get investment, the more different investors that understand the space, it'll be easier for them to continue to get that funding that they need. I think the talks, when I was attending one of the earlier talks, and they had a gentleman from Founders Collective as a panelist, and the insights that some of them bring from that I think is really valuable for the startups and what they're looking for when startups come and pitch to them, what really excites them about the robotics market, what are their concerns about the robotics market. I think that's really valuable information for the startups.
Yeah, I see. It's something that, I was looking a little bit about your background that's helped to get you to where you are today. I mean, because it's such a precious position to be able to be directing a key robotics sort of entity in the Commonwealth, which itself is sort of a burgeoning sort of.
It's a hotbed of robotics. Yeah, I think one of the nice things about this area is we're blessed with both established robotics companies, Amazon Robotics, Boston Dynamics, and then a huge startup community, but also all the research that's going on at all the universities. It's just a great ecosystem to be involved in.
So, do you have advice for folks who may be listening that are interested in learning more about MassRobotics, or how to whether it's for mentorship or as startups themselves that want to get engaged?
Yeah, so we're always looking for folks to be engaged with MassRobotics. You can reach us at www.massrobotics.org, as we are a nonprofit. And certainly there are just many ways that you can become involved. Obviously, if you have a startup, love to see you in our facility. but also if you are either a partner or have some expertise in the field, we're looking for mentors to help our startups and all of that. So,
yeah. Okay, well, I really appreciate you joining us.
Jonathan, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for checking out this interview. For additional coverage of Robotics Invest 2024 and other key events, be sure to subscribe to The End Effector. See you next time.